Listen to me. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're going through. But I do know this. If you walked in here tired, frustrated, on the edge of giving up, you're exactly who I came to speak to today. Because I need you to hear me. Your future self is counting on you right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. See, too many of you are about to forfeit everything you've been fighting for because it's hard, because you're tired, because you can't see the finish line. And I get it. Life has a way of punching you in the gut, knocking the wind out of your dreams. But I came all this way to tell you, don't you dare stop here. Don't you dare let your current struggle rob your future self of the life you've been destined to live. So I'm asking you for just a few moments of your life, lean in. Give me your full heart, your open mind, your undivided spirit. Because if you stay with me for this entire message, I promise you, by the end, something inside of you is going to shift. You're going to remember who you are. You're going to get back up. You're going to make decisions today that your future self will celebrate, not curse. So if you're tired of playing small, if you're tired of living under your potential, if you're tired of waking up every day feeling like your best days are behind you, I dare you, listen all the way through. Because your future self is waiting on the other side of this. Now listen to me. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're going through. But I do know this. If you walked in here tired, frustrated, on the edge of giving up, you're exactly who I came to speak to today. Because I need you to hear me. Your future self is counting on you right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. See, too many of you are about to forfeit everything you've been fighting for because it's hard, because you're tired, because you can't see the finish line. And I get it. Life has a way of punching you in the gut, knocking the wind out of your dreams. But I came all this way to tell you, don't you dare stop here. Don't you dare let your current struggle rob your future self of the life you've been destined to live. So I'm asking you for just a few moments of your life, lean in, give me your full heart, your open mind, your undivided spirit. Because if you stay with me for this entire message, I promise you, by the end, something inside of you is going to shift. You're going to remember who you are. You're going to get back up. You're going to make decisions today that your future self will celebrate, not curse. So if you're tired of playing small, if you're tired of living under your potential, if you're tired of waking up every day feeling like your best days are behind you, then I dare you, listen all the way through. Because your future self is waiting on the other side of this. All right, lock in with me for a minute, because this right here, this is the heart of everything. See, a lot of you are walking around carrying the weight of what you're going through right now like it's a death sentence on your future. Like, because you're struggling today, somehow it means you're always going to struggle. Because you're hurting now, it means you're always going to hurt. But I need you to open up your mind to something different. What you're going through right now is temporary. It's not your life sentence, it's your lesson. It's not your prison, it's your preparation. And if you can hold on through this season, if you can keep your head up, keep fighting, keep believing, there's a future version of you that's going to stand on these very struggles and say, I'm grateful I didn't quit. You got to understand, the pain you're feeling today, the confusion, the anxiety, the frustration, it's all building something in you that comfort never could. Pressure builds strength. Fire refines gold. Struggle carves out capacity. And that's what's happening to you right now. I know you can't always see it. I know some days it feels pointless, like you're just going in circles. But there is no wasted season. There's no wasted tear. Everything you're enduring is teaching you endurance. It's shaping your character. It's forcing you to develop muscles you wouldn't even know you needed until the day comes when you have to carry something heavier. Think about it. If life was always easy, always smooth, always predictable, you'd never grow. You'd never be forced to level up. You'd never learn how to fight. And when that bigger opportunity finally knocked, you wouldn't have the discipline or resilience to hold on to it. So what's hard right now? That's the very thing that's qualifying you for your next level. The way you respond to your struggles today is directly impacting the doors that'll open tomorrow. But here's the danger. Too many people let today's hardship become tomorrow's excuse. They fold under the pressure. They decide the pain is too much. And they start making permanent decisions based on temporary circumstances. Walking away from dreams, settling for average, surrounding themselves with people who expect nothing from them so they can stay comfortable in their mediocrity. And that's the tragedy, because what they're really doing is robbing their future self of the life they could have lived. I want you to close your eyes for a second and imagine that future version of you. Stronger, wiser, happier, living in alignment with the dreams you've been carrying. Maybe they've got the career you're grinding for. Maybe they've built the family you want, the financial freedom you're hungry for. They're walking in rooms with confidence. Doors are opening. Blessings are flowing. Now realize this. That person is 100% dependent on who you decide to be today. They don't exist without your discipline now, without your sacrifice now, without your grit now. You think your future self wants to look back and see you quit because it was hard? You think they want to look back and see you stayed in bed when you should have been up chasing goals? You think they want to look back and see you wasting time with people who didn't respect your vision? No. They're counting on you to stay the course. They're counting on you to keep getting up after every setback. They're counting on you to keep believing even when there's zero evidence things are about to change. Because that's how change happens. It starts in the dark, underground, before anybody else can see it. So you got to remind yourself every single day, this is temporary. This pain is temporary. This season is temporary. But what I build out of it, that can be forever. The strength I gain from pushing through, the lessons I learned from staying the course, the faith I develop by not giving up, that's eternal. That'll carry me the rest of my life. Some of you right now are so close to the breakthrough you've been praying for, and you don't even realize it. The enemy knows it. That's why he's turned up the heat. That's why it feels harder than ever. That's why the obstacles are popping up left and right. Because you're right on the edge. And if you can just hold on a little longer, keep pushing a little harder, keep trusting a little deeper, you're going to step into a season where it all makes sense. You're going to thank yourself for not quitting. So keep your head up. Wipe your tears if you have to, but don't you stop moving. Your future self is watching, waiting, counting on you to not let this moment break you. Let it make you. Because one day you're going to look back and say, that was the season that changed everything. That was the fight that gave me my future. Things lean in with me right now. Because I need you to really grasp this. It's not always the big decisions that determine the course of your life. It's the small ones. It's the tiny, quiet, almost invisible choices you make every single day that stack up and shape who you become. And I know that's not glamorous. I know we all love the idea of some huge moment that changes everything overnight. But that's not how it works. Your future isn't built in dramatic moments. It's built in the day-to-day discipline. It's built in the thousands of tiny decisions that nobody sees, but that eventually become impossible to ignore. I know some of you are thinking, it's just one workout I skip. It's just one more show I binge watched. It's just one more day I didn't work on my craft. But listen to me, it's never just one. It's one that becomes two, two that become 10, 10 that become your lifestyle. And then your lifestyle becomes your identity. And before you know it, you become someone who doesn't keep promises to themselves. Someone who folds when it's inconvenient. Someone who's always talking about what they're going to do one day while never becoming the person capable of actually doing it. You got to flip that. You got to start understanding that every time you make the tougher choice, every time you choose to do what you said you would do, even when you don't feel like it, you're building self-respect. You're building trust with yourself. You're telling your future self, I got you. I'm doing the work now so you can live free later. And that's priceless. Nobody becomes great by accident. Nobody wakes up with extraordinary discipline or unstoppable work ethic or bulletproof habits. It's all created through repetition, through deciding over and over again to align your actions with your vision, not your feelings. Your feelings will lie to you. Your feelings will keep you comfortable, keep you average, keep you safe. But your vision, that's your compass. That's the voice you've got to learn to listen to, even when everything in you wants to take the easy way out. It might be hard right now, but let me tell you what's harder: living with regret. Looking back years from now, knowing you could have been more, you could have done more, you could have lived a life that honored your potential, but you let temporary feelings rob you of permanent fulfillment. That's pain on a level you don't want to taste. So trade a little discomfort now for massive gratitude later. Trade those lazy days for days filled with purpose. Trade that quick hit of pleasure for long-term pride. And hear me on this. Nobody is going to come save you. Nobody's going to do the reps for you. Nobody's going to build your dream for you. This is on you. That means the power is yours. The power to choose differently. The power to decide today, right now, that you're going to start stacking wins, that you're going to build habits that honor your future self, not betray them. Because every single time you do the right thing, even when it's hard, you're sending a message to your future. I care about you. I care enough to pay the price today so you can live blessed tomorrow. So keep showing up for yourself in the little ways. Keep making the small decisions that nobody applauds now, because one day the results will be so loud they'll speak for themselves. And your future self will look back and whisper, thank you for not giving up on us when it would have been easy to. Let me slow down right here and say something that a lot of people don't want to hear. Your life, your future, the legacy you're building, it's not just about what you do. It's also about who you allow in your space. The people you keep close are either fueling your vision or they're draining it. They're either pushing you to become more or they're pulling you back into habits and mindsets that you've been trying to escape. And if you're serious about that future version of yourself, that stronger, wiser, freer you, then you got to get dead serious about your circle. So look around at the people you spend most of your time with. I'm talking about the folks who have your ear, who you text back the fastest, who you laugh with, share your struggles with, get advice from. Are these people building you or are they challenging you? Are they calling out your excuses and holding you accountable to the standard you said you wanted? Or are they comfortable seeing you stuck because it makes them feel better about staying stuck too? That's a hard question, but it's a necessary one. Because whether you want to admit it or not, energy is contagious. Mindsets are contagious. Habits are contagious. And if you're constantly surrounded by people who think small, talk small, live small, eventually you're going to start shrinking too. It's the law of proximity. You can't keep hanging around people who have no drive, no goals, no hunger, no discipline, and expect that somehow you're going to stay sharp. Iron sharpens iron. That means you need to be around people who challenge your laziness, who disrupt your comfort, who remind you there's another level you haven't touched yet. If everybody in your circle is clapping for mediocrity, then mediocrity is going to feel normal to you. You won't even realize how low your standards have gotten because nobody around you is calling you higher. Sometimes it's not even that the people around you are bad people. They might love you, they might be loyal, but if they're not growing, if they're not evolving, if they're not pushing themselves, then they can't help push you. And that doesn't mean you cut everybody off cold. That doesn't mean you stop loving people. But but you've got to start managing access. Everybody can have the same level of influence in your life. Some people need to move from the front row to the balcony. Some folks you might only wave to from the stage because you can't afford to keep letting their words, their fears, their opinions shape your decisions. Because hear me on this, your future self is counting on you to be ruthless about your environment. There's some dreams that will only be unlocked in the right soil. There's some levels you only reach when you're surrounded by people who expect more from you, who pull greatness out of you, who refuse to let you settle for average. You can't keep running with chickens and expect to soar like an eagle. You can't keep dancing with distractions and wonder why destiny seems so far away. I know it's tough. I know it's hard to step back from people you've known for years. People you've laughed with, struggled with, maybe even survived some battles with. But this is bigger than just history. This is about destiny. And if your circle isn't helping you grow, it's stunting your growth. If your circle doesn't challenge your habits, it's enabling your dysfunction. And the truth is, sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself, and even for them, is to create distance so both of you have a chance to evolve. You need people around you who light a fire under you, who make you uncomfortable with complacency, who look you dead in the eye when you're making excuses and say, nah, that's not good enough. You told me you wanted more, let's go get it. You need voices that pull you back to focus when you drift. You need minds around you that are sharper, stronger, ahead of you in some areas, so they can stretch you, expose you to new levels of thinking, break your limits, because the opposite is dangerous. You keep hanging with people who gossip, who waste time, who numb themselves with entertainment, who never talk about purpose or discipline or impact, and before long, that's all your life will be about too. And then your future self, the one waiting to step into rooms of influence, to build generational wealth, to walk in unshakable peace and purpose, will be left standing in the shadows of what could have been. All because you wouldn't check your circle. So take inventory. Be honest about who's helping you grow and who's keeping you stagnant. And be brave enough to create boundaries where you need them. This isn't about arrogance. This isn't about thinking you're better than anybody else. This is about protecting the dream, the calling, the vision that's been placed on your life. Because one day you're going to stand face to face with that future self. And when that day comes, you want to be able to say, I did everything I could to get us here. I chose relationships that built us, not broke us. I kept company that pushed us forward, not pulled us back. So tighten up your circle. Love people, encourage them, but make sure the closest ones to you are running toward the same kind of future you're building. Because your future self deserves to stand on the shoulders of the strongest possible tribe you could have gathered. Let's be real for a minute. Pain has a way of making you forget. When life hits you with disappointment after disappointment, when it feels like every door you knock on stays shut, when you've been betrayed, overlooked, underappreciated, it's so easy to let that pain blind you. It's easy to get so consumed by what's going wrong right now that you lose sight of all the good that's still ahead. You start telling yourself stories like, this is just how my life is always going to be, or maybe I'm not meant for more. And that right there, that's the real tragedy. Not the pain itself, but the way pain tries to convince you there's no promise on the other side. See, your current circumstances are not the conclusion of your story. They're just a chapter. They're just a scene. But pain will lie to you. It'll make you forget the bigger picture. It'll make you believe that because today is hard, tomorrow can't be better. And if you're not careful, you'll start lowering your standards, shrinking your dreams, even pushing away people who love you. All because you're trying to protect yourself from more disappointment. But protecting yourself from disappointment often means you're also protecting yourself from growth, from opportunity, from the very breakthroughs you've been praying for. You got to be careful not to let today's temporary pain steal tomorrow's potential. Because here's the thing, on the other side of that struggle is everything you've been asking for. Strength, wisdom, clarity, blessings, open doors, healed relationships, a peace you can't even imagine right now. But you don't get to skip the process. You don't get to fast forward through the dark times. It's in the dark that your roots grow deep. It's in the hard moments that you learn who you really are and what you're really made of. If everything was easy, you'd never become anything. It's the resistance that builds muscle. It's the rejection that builds resilience. It's the heartbreak that deepens your compassion. It's the losses that sharpen your gratitude. So don't waste this pain. Don't let it be for nothing. Decide that if you're going to go through something hard, you're going to come out the other side stronger, smarter, better prepared. You're going to let it mold you, not break you. Because the truth is, one day you're going to look back at this exact season and see how it was working for you. You'll see how it toughened your skin, how it stripped away what you didn't need, how it exposed who was really in your corner. You'll see how it forced you to dig deeper, pray harder, work smarter. You'll see how it pushed you into rooms and relationships and levels you never would have reached if life had stayed comfortable. And you'll realize it wasn't happening to you, it was happening for you. But right now, you can't see that clearly. Right now, all you feel is the weight, and I get that. I know what it's like to wake up heavy, to wonder if you miss your chance, to question if it's worth it to keep fighting. But let me tell you, it is. It's absolutely worth it. Because your future self is standing in the promises that are being built by your persistence today. Every time you refuse to quit, you're paving a smoother path for them. Every tear you wipe away and keep moving anyway, you're making it easier for them to stand tall. Every late night, every early morning, every uncomfortable choice you make to stay aligned with your goals, it's all stacking up to bless the person you're becoming. And you got to understand, this isn't just about you. Your future self is tied to other people's breakthroughs. There are people out there who are going to find hope because of the story you're writing right now. There are people who will be inspired by how you didn't fold when it was hard, who will find courage because you chose to rise above your pain. So it's bigger than your feelings today. It's bigger than this moment. It's legacy work. So don't let the darkness convince you the light isn't coming. Don't let the pain convince you the promise isn't real. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep believing in a tomorrow that's better than today. Keep moving forward, even if all you can manage is one shaky step at a time. Because one day, and it'll come sooner than you think, you're going to look around and realize you're living inside of answered prayers. You're going to stand in rooms you used to dream about, doing things you once didn't think were possible for someone like you. And you'll be so glad you didn't give up when pain tried to blind you. So lift your head, wipe your face, straighten your back, and keep going. Because your future self is waiting on you to fight through this.